are going live in 3, 2.
Hi, welcome to Subject to Change. This is Daisy and
Wolfgang.
And we are here today with our guest Dan. Dan is a friend of ours and likes to skateboard and play music and Dan.
And lots of other things.
And lots of other things. He's a more complex person than that.
Yeah. Do you have anything you'd like to say to everyone, Dan?
To everyone.
Yeah.
Well, it's a pleasure to be here. Guys, thanks
Thank
for
you.
having me on.
Yeah.
To really get your word out to the world of our mom and Wolfie's girlfriend that are the people who listen to this.
Yeah.
Hi, Scout's also here in the background.
Hi, Scout, Wolfgang's girlfriend. How are you?
She's our laugh reel.
Hey, thank you. Yeah, killing it.
We are gonna just go ahead and I say it every time. We're gonna hop right into current events.
Yeah.
We're just gonna dive right in. Wolfie, go ahead, buddy.
All right, so I'm just gonna plant both feet on the ground, bend my knees, and just hop right into Trump.
Your mom's vagina.
Yeah, bitch. So Trump called. A young man died in war, as what happens, and then he was engaged to be married or something along those lines to a girl, and that girl's mom basically like raised the soldier, the person, and they're all bereaved and stuff. So the president called him. It's like a Gold Star family thing.
Mm-hmm.
And on the call, he was like, "You know what? I'm going to give you $25,000 of my personal dollars because it seems like it's just so tough because they didn't get any benefits because they weren't actually married."
Yeah.
So, like that whole thing happened, and Trump was like, "I'm going to give you $25,000, and it's going to be wonderful. It's going to be huge." He did not follow through on that.
Ooh.
So that's
was that
like
recent?
Yeah, that's what I read today. That's like
Ooh.
something I was reading today. Yeah, it's not
Brutal. Much
ideal.
happier note, a cow was running around New York City and playing in Brooklyn Park, and it took a really long time to capture it.
I saw the live stream of that. It was adorable.
There was
It took
a live stream?
Yeah.
Oh my
Because
God.
they were like trying to capture it with like soccer goals, and it kept like getting away until they trapped it between cars and shot it with a tranquilizer gun. And even then, they still had to wait for it to kick in, so they like had to like keep it in there.
You said a cat?
No, a cow.
Oh, a cow.
A
I think you said
cow.
a
Cow
cat.
with COW, yeah.
An entire cow.
I was thinking cats are probably running around New York all the time.
Yeah, what does this one cat have to do with anything?
I walked into my boss's office, and he has like 2 monitors, and one of them I thought was just a live stream of a petting zoo because there was a bunch of it was just a bunch of people at a fence, and then there was like a cow on the other side, and I was like, "What is that?" And then he was like, "Oh yeah, a cow got out."
Okay, yeah.
What else is
Oh,
there?
you only had the one.
We went over this, Daisy. We talked about.
We fucking planned this.
Yeah.
Damn it. A Chinese zoo, and this my favorite part is they have learned nothing. Nobody has learned anything from like taking a poll on the internet on how to name something and knowing that it's gonna go terrible. A Chinese zoo asked the internet what to name a new baby gorilla.
Love it.
And the internet decided Harambe McHarambe face.
Oh my God.
And
Wow.
the Chinese zoo was like, we can't do that. But was nobody learned, like, what was it, Mountain Dew? They had, like, the one, they were trying to name the new flavor, and they wanted to name it, like, Hitler did nothing wrong or something.
Yeah. People are just going to choose the worst name, usually.
Another good one was, and I think where this one is derived from is
Bodie McBoatface.
Bodie McBoatface. It was, like, a research boat that was going to the Antarctic, and they didn't know what to name it, and it's, like, this super, like, fancy boat that they named Bodie McBoatface. So, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we're just gonna, I also found the worst products that are pumpkin spice flavored. Just gonna knock them right out. Cedar's pumpkin spice hummus, Sprouts pumpkin spice salsa, extra pumpkin spice gum, Clear American pumpkin spice sparkling water, Super Fluke pumpkin spice fishing bait. Because we have to push our stupid things onto the fish now.
I feel like all those except for the fishing bait don't sound that bad.
Yeah.
Especially the hummus.
The sparkling water one, that like threw me a little bit because it's
That
like
was-
clear
Never
water.
mind, and the sparkling water.
The sparkling water is really
Yeah.
gross.
It sounds like it would make me retch, kind of.
Yeah,
Like an out of nowhere, like a bunch of fizz and then like pumpkin flavor, a bunch of allspice.
And
Cool.
moving on to our next segment, we talked about it last podcast, but we felt it was truly important to just really dive into it. Arnold Schwarzenegger's the 1992
94.
94 hit True Lies.
Can I actually correct you again? It's a smash sensation.
Yeah.
It wasn't a...
Instant classic.
Yeah,
Yeah.
classic.
One of the greater movies I've ever seen in my
Oh,
life.
absolutely.
Yeah.
It has,
I just saw it for the first time last night. I don't know.
It's
You
it's
guys-
a
incredible,
game
yeah.
changer.
It's
Absolutely.
insane. Yeah.
Let me just hit you guys with a quick summary of the movie. Secretly a spy, but thought by his family to be a dull salesman, Harry Tasker, Arnold Schwarzenegger, is tracking down bless you, Wolfie.
Thank you.
Is tracking down nuclear missiles in the possession of Islamic jihadist Aziz Art Malik. Harry's mission is complicated when he realizes his neglected wife Helen, Jamie Lee Curtis, is contemplating an affair with Simon, Bill Paxton, a used car salesman who claims he's a spy. When Aziz kidnaps Harry and Helen, the secret agent must save the world and patch up his marriage at the same time. Which I know you're thinking right now.
Amazing.
Well, I
It's
can't
amazing.
believe that
Yeah.
they would even come up with such a brilliant idea, but how could they execute it so wonderfully? And they did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, I've never seen such relevant and diligent use of a Harrier jet in a film. I feel like they really just made the most. They had $100,000 Harrier jet budget, and I feel like it was $1 million. You know, really,
It just flowed with the movie.
Yeah. Everything
like,
about it was
it's like
perfect.
the Harrier jet was a character in the movie.
Yeah, I really
Yeah,
feel like
exactly.
I feel yeah
In
personality.
the
from it.
Harrier jet scene where all three of them are fighting, the daughter's hanging on and
Yeah.
they're fighting on the
Oh,
Harrier
man.
jet.
Yeah.
And Arnold winks
I mean,
at his
what?
daughter and tells her he's gonna like move it. He's gonna like try and push the guy off, and she's like, okay, even though
Mhm.
she's like above a skyscraper, holding on to a
Yeah.
Harrier jet. It's truly
What
incredible.
more excitement could you ask for?
Yeah.
We're gonna do a quick favorite scene. Go ahead, Wolfie.
Oh man, there's so many.
Yeah. Obviously, and I think we should.
Anytime Arnold talks,
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's my
at
favorite
all.
Always
scene.
great.
I feel like we should just go ahead and exclude the last scene where he says "you fired" and like,
Oh yeah. Well, okay, yeah. So
That-
let's give a.
Great.
So let's say that's unanimously the best.
yeah,
scene.
obvious. That's definitely.
But let's
the
give a
best.
quick breakdown of what happened. So Arnold, inside of the Harrier jet, is piloting it and hovering it next to a building that has been shot out and had a bunch of fight scenes within it.
Mhm.
Super sick. Part one.
Super fucking sick.
His daughter is on the front of it still, right?
Mm-hmm.
And she's hanging on, like, there's a broken glass, so she's hanging around the metal that holds the glass in front of Arnold.
Yeah, still on the Harrier jet.
Still on the Harrier
We're
jet.
Still on a Harrier jet right now.
The main antagonist, Aziz, at this point has fallen off the top of the Harrier jet and then is hanging onto a missile by, he has a gun with a strap around it that you, like, carry over your shoulder, and that's onto the missile.
Mm-hmm.
And through the tore-out building, Arnold Schwarzenegger sees a helicopter full of terrorists, and
Before and he takes the time to make sure that he is able to say "you're fired" before launching the missile through the building into the helicopter full of terrorists, blowing up all the bad guys in one moment.
and I think it's in the middle of LA, right?
Yeah. No, Miami.
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 Oh, okay, yeah.
It was Miami.
It was Miami.
A skyscraper in Miami, helicopter explodes next to it, raining down terrorist parts. It's just beautiful.
Upon Miami.
Yeah.
Truly
Um,
incredible.
I feel like my favorite scene was when he's test driving the car with the used salesman.
The Corvette. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good one.
And the dude, so Arnold knows that this guy is like trying to get with his wife,
Mm-hmm.
and then this guy just thinks that Arnold is a boring businessman, and he doesn't even know that the wife is involved at all.
Mm-hmm.
And just the entire time, it really shows Arnold's acting chops. And there's like a scene where he's like, "Oh man, once you get these girls going, they could start a leaf blower." And then Arnold like rooks him right in the face, and the dude is just like
Yeah,
blown
just
to the side,
Yeah, limply getting
limp with like a bunch of blood coming in his face. And then like you hear his voice again, and then Arnold like snaps to, and it was like a dream sequence. Like,
Yeah,
just how out of place but perfect that is.
Yeah.
Is like, yeah, that really
for like just
Great
being a
scene,
movie
great
about
scene.
like a movie about like being a spy and just like blowing shit up in terrorists and stuff. That was like really artfully done.
Yeah, like a little
It was
surreal part.
nice. Yeah,
Very
really
tasteful.
nice.
Yeah.
Very Wes
Great.
Anderson of him.
Yeah.
Which I now have done my research on because the last podcast has fucking blew with that and got
Yeah.
ruthlessly made fun of.
How embarrassing for you.
Yeah, it was terribly embarrassing.
My
Dan?
favorite scene was when he is escaping from the party very early on in the movie, and he's being chased by people on snowmobiles, but that's not my favorite part. The people on skis with machine guns
Oh, yeah.
is
Super
my
sweet.
favorite
Yeah.
scene. And Arnold is just picking them off one by one with a handgun.
Yeah.
With a single handgun.
And that's all that he
and
needed.
the skiers. So that's my favorite part because of a lot of reasons. Number one,
Nice. Love
they
it.
had to cast a group of skiers that are willing to be on film with machine guns,
Yeah,
knowingly
spraying
how
at 'em.
ridiculous the scene is.
Yeah.
And they're all wearing like the white suits, like totally like Russian, like
Stealth white
Yeah.
snow camouflage. Yeah.
And another part of why that's my favorite scene is that if you really think about what would have had to go into people chasing a bad guy on skis, like, oh, hurry up, like, boot up real quick, put our ski gears on.
Yeah.
Like, if you ever
throw
put
your
on ski
skis-
boots, but it takes
yeah.
like 15 minutes.
Yeah, right.
And then putting on your skis and like skating over to
Yeah,
them.
they would
Yeah.
have been shuttled up to a hill
And
somewhere.
yeah.
But
That was-
anyways, great scene. Great scene.
Oh, yeah.
People on skis, all in matching uniforms with machine guns,
Yeah.
trying to shoot
Oh.
down
Delightful.
Arnold's torch.
Yeah.
They didn't
Delightful.
stand a chance.
Oh, man.
My favorite scene is definitely in the bathroom where like the two terrorist guys, and he kills the one and he says, "Why don't you cool off?" and then puts his head in the urinal and flushes. That's so good.
The
so
one-liners,
good. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Why don't you cool off?
Oh man, the Arnold one-liner is great. We were talking
Yeah.
last night about all the books that Arnold Schwarzenegger has written,
Yeah.
and he
We should probably get into those.
he should write a books about one-liners.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
The art of the one-liner.
We talked about this last podcast too. Do you think that they develop scenes around the one-liners, or do you think they come
Oh, they-
together at the same time, or do you think that they just come naturally?
I
Because
think it's just the beauty of Arnold Schwarzenegger.
he just knows what to say at the right time.
I like to imagine he walks into set on the first day with no script.
He just
And then
goes
he's
for
in
it.
a room, and then James Cameron, the director, hands him a gun, and he's like, "There's a bad guy in there," and he doesn't know that that's not real.
His entire career's been a lie.
Yeah. And he runs in there and just shoots a bunch of stuff and like hurts people really bad, and then he says it authentically, and that's
Yeah.
it's like a form of method acting.
Yeah.
Oh, that's hilarious. I
Yeah.
almost just had beer come out my nose. That's
Yeah.
funny.
I would like to point out, so here's something that caught my attention last night. So Jamie Lee Curtis, she plays, so she like, to get, because Harry catches her and the fake spy guy, and she's like, I just wanted a little bit of thrill. So he's like, all right. So he gives her a fake mission to be a prostitute and go dance for this like warlord guy. And he's like, but don't worry, like he just wants you to dance. And then she goes and like dances super hot, and Arnold's the guy, but you can't see him obviously from like the shadows. And then he has like a recording of like the French guy like has a script for him and everything like that. And after she's done dancing, he's like, okay, lay down on the bed, and like goes and tries to fuck her, which is weird because in the beginning he wanted her to not have an affair, and now he was like almost forcing her into one. And I didn't really understand because like he would have had to give up his, like he would have to be like, oh, I'm not or I am a spy, or I'm a warlord.
Yeah, the motivation there gets really weird.
Really weird.
Yeah.
That's a little hole in the story.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
I
And
like.
that was
did-
just bad planning on his part. I
Yeah,
think.
exactly.
Yeah.
Arnold.
And
Need for
so
a
I don't
tactical
know.
spy,
That's
yeah.
like a whole. I don't know.
I have a bit of trivia is when Jamie Lee Curtis fell down in that scene when she was doing the sexy thing and she
Mhm.
fell down. That was unscripted. She just fell for real.
And then came back up, and that was
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
She did a really good job
acting.
of that.
Good
Yeah,
acting.
and it was totally funny and totally perfect. Do you have a favorite character besides Arnie?
Oh, besides, yeah.
Besides
I
Arnie.
mean, obviously, besides, yeah. I really like his buddy or whatever.
Yeah.
I forget his name.
Wait, what's that one line he has?
women, right? Can't live with them, can't kill them.
Can't. That's exactly what he sounds like too. Can't kill him. Like
Yeah.
kind of like nasally Brooklyn accent.
Remember when he's like talking about his ex-wife and how she took the ice cube trays?
Yeah, what crazy bitch steals the ice cube trays?
Yeah. That happened to Tom Arnold, the actor, in real life.
Really?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah. The bitch
That's-
took the ice cube
I
trays.
amazing.
currently do not have ice cube trays at my new place.
You
I
can
know
get
how
divorced.
bad it is.
It's
Yeah.
really awful.
It's terrible. No ice.
I love the guy who's behind the camera and it's like it's the bet that ISIS
The super
he's-
skittish.
yeah, because he plays it out so well because he's just like sweating and he's still talking. He just puts it down. He's like, what? And he's like, the bet that ISIS. And it's
So
also
funny.
the same guy who's when they blow up the bridge that he's like teetering with the van.
Oh.
And he's
the
like,
same guy.
ah, and then it like
And the
teeters
fucking
back.
pelican lands on
Yeah,
it.
and he's like,
Son of a-
ah, and then the pelican lands, and then they they literally blow up before they hit the water. I don't know if anybody noticed, but like the van is falling in and blows up before it hits the water.
I mean, it's an Arnold Schwarzenegger. man.
Yeah, it has
Yeah.
to have more
Just-
explosions.
We're lucky the pelican didn't blow up.
Yeah.
The pelican blew up upon landing on the
Mhm.
van.
Do you have anything else for True Lies?
Uh,
Any closing
we talk
thoughts?
a lot about True Lies.
We could just keep going all night.
just the one other interesting bit of trivia that I have that I wrote down is remember when there's the helicopter pilot spying on his Corvette and then he doesn't actually he's not getting a blowjob but he's like hide your head so they don't see you
Oh.
and
Oh.
then the helicopter pilot sees it and he's like his head is in
her head's in the
her
his
head
lap.
is in his lap Yahoo or what does he say Yahoo
Wow,
Yeehaw.
yeah, something like that.
yeah he says like a cowboy phrase or whatever. That's James Cameron's voice. James Cameron is the helicopter pilot, the director. Oh, cameo, yeah.
Neat.
Those
Real
good
neat.
cameos.
Yeah, so that's one neat fact. Okay.
All right, let's go on to our main event, trivia.
All right. Do you want to go first, or should I go first?
I feel like I've talked too much already in this podcast, so you just
Okay,
dive
cool.
right in, buddy.
Ding, ding, ding. I'm calling in Scout, because these are your trivia questions.
Oh, awesome.
Yeah, here.
Okay, trivia. Our first category is art.
It's for me, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
Okay.
But Dan gets to help me, right?
if he wants to.
I'll jump in if I know it.
you
It's about art, so you
never know.
fucking know. I
Okay.
know it.
Auguste Renoir, Marie Cassatt, and Claude Monet were all artists of this 19th century art movement. Fauvism, Futurism, or Impressionism?
Impressionism sounds the most right, but I have no idea. I failed art appreciation, so I don't know. Wait,
Dan?
what were the other two?
Fauvism and Futurism.
Fauvism. Oh.
What is Fauvism about, Scout?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I can only read what
Whoa.
You can't
No,
dive
that
in.
would be no, because then you would.
Yeah, I would be able to know.
Mhm.
I'm
Yeah.
just gonna go with Impressionism because that's the
Yeah.
only one I really know. Final answer. Shkank.
Call it in. Impressionism is correct.
Yes.
Good job.
Claude Monet.
Yes.
Claude
Got
Monet is
him.
actually the most recognizable of the Impressionists.
That's what that's full circle. That's all I knew about it. So the other two, I now know.
And,
So-
Actually, Fauvism is a post-impressionist movement, also French, and Futurism was a 20th century movement.
Wasn't
Oh.
Impressionism because he was farsighted? So whenever he would paint, he would walk really far from back to see his paintings, and then he'd walk back up and fix them, and then walk really far back.
I
and look
thought
at
it was
them.
just because he had bad vision, and that's like what
Yeah.
he saw or something. But I guess
Yeah.
that's like
Well,
same.
one of the reasons why people didn't really like Impressionist paintings is because they were made of very small, short, tiny strokes. Which, when people stood right next to a painting and they tried to appreciate it, they were like, "What the hell am I looking at?"
Nice.
So,
And that's where the term taking a step back and appreciating beauty from afar or whatever comes from. Maybe.
I don't think people say that.
That's
Yeah,
not
so-
real.
I feel
That's
okay.
no, it's interesting.
I didn't do as good of these this week, but we'll find out.
Nah, hit me with it.
History, I did Christopher Columbus because
Oh. Hey.
Why
It
not?
says Columbus Day.
Columbus Day.
It was Indigenous People the other day.
Indigenous Genocide
Indigenous Peoples Days the other day.
Day.
All right, so three statements. You got to figure out which one's a lie. He thought sailing west he wanted to get to Southeast Asia, and he thought the best way was to go west until he went all the way around to come back to Southeast Asia. So he wanted to go all the way around the world, and that's how he thought the best way to get to Southeast Asia was. He's responsible for the killing of 30 to 50 million people over 50 years in 3 different countries from spreading disease. And his son was an activist for his time, attempting to warn people of his crazy father.
Is it the one that's incorrect or the one that's correct?
There's 2 correct and 1 incorrect.
I'm gonna go. Wait, we say the first one more time?
He thought the best way to get to
Oh.
Southeast Asia was go west until you go all the way around the globe.
These are my thinking noises.
Yeah, we gotta be interesting for the podcast.
Dead air.
I have never heard of the third one, actually. I know that he was seeking a western trade route to the West Indies
Mm-hmm.
because no one had really developed one before, and that's why
Mhm.
he got the financial backing, because he's like, oh yeah, guys, I'll make you guys really rich if I find this route.
You guys
Trade
want
route.
a whole bunch of table pepper or whatever they got there?
Table
Yeah.
pepper.
Yeah.
And he was responsible for bringing tons of people over that spread disease and also caused a lot of carnage that wasn't related to disease.
Mm-hmm.
But I have absolutely never heard of the third one.
I feel like I've heard of his son doing stuff, though.
Yeah.
No, let's go with the third one. Scout's
But
smarter
wait.
than I am.
But the way you phrased the first one was kind of weird.
Oh, God.
Which one is it?
Oh,
Sophie, it's
God.
your question.
9, 8,
Oh, God.
7.
Let's do the third
6.
one.
Third one is correct.
Oh,
Yeah.
no way.
Yeah, his son was. I don't know. He was just crazy. I don't think it's his sons. He had 2. I don't think they did anything important. But yeah, he also. Fun fact: at the time, everybody thought that he was crazy because he didn't think the Earth was flat. Everybody else thought the Earth was flat.
Yeah.
And he was like, no, you can just keep going and you're going to hit Southeast Asia, which is another reason why he thought it was the best way. But yeah, I don't know. He's just kind of a dick.
So wait, which one was the incorrect one?
His son was an activist for the time. Yeah.
Oh, so it wasn't true. Okay.
Yeah, so you were
Yeah.
right. Yeah, it's a
Nice.
confusing way to put it, but the incorrect one was
Correct.
the correct one too.
Incorrect.
Yes, correct.
Correct.
And also,
The incorrect
right,
one
you
is
were
the one
right.
you correctly selected.
Yeah. All right. We have the science one.
I do. Category is science. When 2 objects orbit each other, the blank is the point at which the 2 objects are closest to each other, and the blank is the point at which they are farthest. So A is periapsis and apoapsis. B is perihelion and aphelion. And C is prograde and retrograde.
When they're the farthest from each other and
Yeah,
the
so-
closest.
The farthest. No, I'm sorry. The
When-
point where they are the closest and the point where they are the farthest.
And they're circling each other.
When they orbit each other.
They're orbiting each other. Oh man,
I feel
because
like
I'm trying to
B.
think.
I
Because
just wanna
Mercury's in retrograde
shout
all
out
the
an answer.
time.
Yeah, when 2 things
I don't know.
orbit each other, the point at which they are
I think
farthest
it's the first one.
and the point where they are.
Will you say them
nearest.
again?
Yeah, so A is periapsis, apoapsis. B is perihelion and aphelion. And C is prograde and retrograde.
I think it's the first one.
The only other
I'm going
one.
with B just so I can put an answer in.
I'm gonna go with
And
A.
I also strongly believe that it's B.
Oh,
So you say A, you say B. Wolfgang?
I'll go with C, just
just
a
to,
wild card.
Oh, gosh.
just to put a little pepper in there.
Yeah.
One of us is going to win.
Yeah.
2 of us are going to
Okay.
lose.
Yeah.
So, Daisy, you were correct.
Oh,
It is
darn.
periapsis
Suck
and
it.
apoapsis. However, Dan, you do get partial credit because perihelion and aphelion are the points at which the sun and the earth are closest and farthest away.
But they're different because the Earth goes around.
But it's
the
just
They're
sun.
not
no,
orbiting
it's
each
just
other.
it's just very particular ways to refer
Huh.
to that. Is
Partial
when-
credit.
And Wolfie, you are
50%.
completely wrong.
Oh, okay.
Stupid idiot. Yeah.
Perfect. That's what
Your
I kind of
wild card got you nowhere.
You're smart if you know that you're dumb, though, right? No.
Okay. So
Who was that?
On
Was
the-
that Aristotle or Plato who said that? No, I'm being serious.
No, I don't remember.
I think that's an original from
Wolfgang himself.
I'm sure I
Okay. For my science one, I did a flat Earth theories. This is-
I
this
love
is-
flat Earth
Yeah,
theories.
this is fun. So these are just kind of like things I pulled off from their website. So gotta figure out which one is not true. So the first one is that the reason why the Earth is flat is because why gravity doesn't make it a circle is because we're constantly flying through through space, and the gravity is pushing against us, creating almost like when you go really fast in your car and the G-force pushes you back. That's what they're using the analogy for, is that that's what's happening to the Earth. And
Really? That's like
I know, this is fun, right?
Yeah.
The Flat Earth Society was started by an ex-astronaut who saw the Earth himself and does believe, or he went out of orbit. He never went like fully into space, or he went like right above it and then came back down. And he is convinced that the Earth is flat. And the third statement is that you can't. So when you're in a plane and people are like, "Oh, like, how can you see the curvature of the Earth in the plane?" He says that you can't see the curvature of the Earth. It's not real. Like, what you're seeing is an illusion, and you have to. And it's widely known that you have to be 40,000 feet in the air to actually see the curvature of the Earth. And planes don't fly higher than 36.
I've heard of all three of those before. I was at Progress one time, bored researching flat Earth.
So which one is it?
I've definitely heard of the first one of the flat Earth is
Yeah,
at a
like
constant upwards moving at a kind of constant rate,
Yeah.
and the G forces is what's pushing us down on the Earth, and that explains gravity.
What raised questions for me is like the sun, because they say
Yeah.
the
The
sun
sun
is
rising
on top
and-
of us. That's how they're saying it works, is that the sun rotates around it.
Mhm.
And I was like, so how does the sun not just smash into us with all the gravity that's being used?
Why
Ridiculous
isn't the sun?
Yeah.
Why isn't the sun flat?
why isn't anything else?
Yeah, why are we the only flat things? Is my question to them.
So which one is it?
Oh, jeez.
I'm gonna go C again.
See the airplane one. What was B again?
That it was started by an extra astronaut who went out of
I've also
the
heard of
atmosphere
that.
himself.
They're all just like equally
Yeah,
stupid.
just
Yeah.
hilariously dumb.
Are we voting for the one that we think is incorrect?
Yes. So two of them are true
I
and one of
think
them's a
I
lie.
think C.
Final answers? Locking them in?
Yeah, C.
I'll
I don't know.
go B.
You gonna be the wild card and pick A?
Yeah, okay. I think it's gonna be B, but I'll pick A.
No, you're gonna be B then.
Damn it.
Final
I
answers?
want the cash prize though, but okay.
Final answers?
Yes.
It was B.
Whoa.
Yeah,
About the
But-
astronaut.
It was the guy who did start it had he took his readings from an astronaut. Like it was something like he read this guy's library or something and was like, "No, it's all a lie. It's not." But the astronaut did I don't know. They're all crazy. They're all absolutely crazy.
Somebody needs to punch that dude in the dick.
So, yeah, somebody needs to
Yeah.
him.
That's wild.
Yeah, that was fun to look up today.
So
Just
good.
diving
That's
right
cool.
into that.
Yeah, I remember we had a big flat Earth discussion at Progress one time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because, if you read it, they just, none of it is actual science. They're just well, this is, and then, sometimes they'll just throw in an equation.
It's all theory.
Yeah, they just throw in an equation that it's well, but if you, people just won't, they say they won't believe us unless we throw an equation, so here's an equation. I'm like, I don't think that actually has anything to do with anything.
I think that's how it works.
You just put a bunch of variables next to
Yeah.
slashes and in
Yeah.
parentheses and equal signs and shit.
Yeah,
and,
exponents.
They're like, no
in
one's
there.
going to know what this shit
yeah,
is.
exactly.
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna check us, sorry.
Anybody
We have
who's
Shaq on
actually-
our side or whatever.
Anybody with an education isn't going to check
Mhm.
this.
Yeah.
Shaq is a flat Earther?
All these
Yeah,
darn-
there's a bunch of
Are
people. There's a
you
bunch of
kidding me?
celebrities that are flat earthers. Shaq was like, I
You
drive.
should look
from-
that up. Who is on that
Who's-
list of celebrity flat earthers.
I'm gonna punch him in the dick. Yeah. All right.
Should we do some? We're gonna move on to our. Dan, you get to be alone in this.
Yeah, this is gonna be us harassing you.
Yeah.
Should we all slam a beer up pretty hard right now?
Well,
Wait,
Cheers. We're cheersing. Cheers.
Cheersing.
Woo, beer. Whoa. Delicious.
I do need another beer.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed 2 beers.
Beer break. All right.
And we're back.
So for the next segment, we're gonna press Dan for his knowledge of skateboarding.
As
Dan claims to be a really good
he
skateboarder.
claims that.
He alleges.
we have no proof. We have no
There's-
evidence of this.
I mean, there's
Yeah.
video proof. I mean,
I don't know.
Oh, you think-
Kickflip frontside blunt big spin out.
Just saying.
Well, these are like kick the front side blunt fit,
Just
whatever.
saying.
Yeah.
First try.
But
We'll see it when we believe it. We'll believe it when we see it. Damn.
so
All
we're
right.
It's
gonna.
on my Instagram. You guys can follow me at Dan_J Smith.
Yeah.
Just wanted to plug that.
Yeah,
Nice.
let me
Yeah.
just
Do you have anything
toss
else
that
you
in
want to
there.
plug? Yeah.
Yeah, it's
You-
only
30
going.
seconds.
It's going
I
to
need-
you, Scout, and my mom.
I
So.
need the followers.
Yeah,
So.
desperate over
Yeah.
here.
Please follow me. Yeah.
Okay. So Wolfie
So, yeah.
kind of has true or false questions. I have kind of
I
open-ended
heard these
questions.
were hard questions. I hope.
I know. We're gonna
lob
find
me
out
a
We're
because
few
it
gonna
could,
really.
it could be
yeah.
tough or it could be easy. But
All right. Well, I'm ready.
mine are
man.
definitely
I'm
harder
ready.
at least. So
Can you hand me another beer?
before I get my shit rocked right now.
Priorities.
All right. First and foremost,
Oh, thank
I want
you.
you to name 2 winners of the Tampa Pro.
iShod and like Costin has had to win it. I won it at some point. or something.
Costin's correct.
Tony
iShot
Hawk.
hasn't.
iShod has not. I thought he won it last year. Then let me
I feel like you could just start naming pro
who
skaters
won
and
it?
eventually.
I
you'll
want
win.
to remember who won it last year. I thought it was iShod.
Bob Burnquist,
Tony Hawk,
Jeff Rollins,
Danny Way.
I know Chris Johnson won best trick at Tampa Pro last year.
He's not on the winners.
I know.
I have him
Posey?
here. Ready to tell you you're wrong.
All right. So I get partial credit on that.
You
one.
get partial
I was
credit.
wrong.
It was Shane O'Neill.
Shane fucking Neal. All right.
Shane O'Neill. But it's like you could have just like Nigel Houston, Tori Peddle. You could have just started naming people. I think you would have eventually gotten one. Wolfie.
All right.
Wolfies are more fun. I work with them. They're fun.
Yeah,
They're
Daisy's
true.
is like.
Mine are. I'm pushing your knowledge. Wolfie's like, oh, look, true or false.
I swear iShot's won it. You better check.
I got the list right here from Wikipedia. It was
yeah.
Louis Lopez
Check
this
another
year.
resource.
Oh, you think everyone is smarter than me? Check again. Yeah. All right. So true or false, Mr. Dan? Patty McGee was the
Dr.
first
Dan.
female Dr. D.
Dr. D.
Patty McGee was the first female skateboarder.
I've never heard of Patty McGee, so false.
Whoa, no, she was back in like the, I mean, this is like
Yeah.
1950s ish. Yeah.
Yeah, like 50s or 60s.
So like the first,
she
like
was,
in the
like-
Dogtown Z-Boys.
Yeah, I
days,
think
she was
this
the
is like-
first ever.
Zephyr team, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think this is like right in.
She's like Asian or something, wasn't she?
Yeah,
Yeah.
I think so.
I think so.
I don't know.
Wasn't she the first to do like a certain trick too, or something?
Something.
She was really
She
good
was
at like Flatland something.
I don't know.
Yeah.
Wow, though that so far
Hey, yeah,
my
whoa.
favorite question has been that one.
You're like
Alright.
0-2. Oh, yeah.
Well, because
Cool.
mine are hard. This one I feel like you'll be able to get, and I don't even have a page to reference because I feel like I would be able to answer it myself. Name 3 amateurs that went pro this year.
Jamie Foy.
One.
This is all you got.
I'm trying to think of. Jackson Pills. Darn, what's the
There's
name?
another one on King of the Road.
Oh, these all those are King of the Road ones. What's the other? Oh man, I don't know his name. I know who you're talking about. On the
What
other,
does he look
the other
like?
King of the Road one.
Uh-huh.
He was trying the hand plant McTwist
Uh-huh.
and like fell a bunch
The
of times.
eggplant, yeah.
God damn it, what's his name?
I'll give you a hint. He's on Creature.
Come on, Dan.
Come on, Dan.
Keep it live. What do you got?
Tell us your thought processes.
Another one. I know another one. Oh, that chick pro skater just went pro.
You're welcome.
Nora
She's cool.
Vasconcelos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 3. I'll count it.
Nice.
But I don't know how to say her last name. Vasconcelos. I don't know.
Nah.
Wolfie.
All right. This one's really fun and lighthearted. So, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3 came out in 01. And it actually originally had a part of the game where terrorists took over an airport. Is this true or false?
In which
True.
one?
Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. That is true. Yeah, that was pretty
Yeah.
specific.
I
That was pretty
remember.
What
leading.
year did that come out?
01. Come
No,
on.
I remembered that level.
Yeah,
Ooh.
yeah.
Was it
There is like an airport level, yeah.
Was it before or after 9/11?
It was, they were
'Cause that
creating the game and then 9/11 happened and then they released it. So they had to take out a whole part of it.
Oh, so it was never actually in.
But yeah, I
Correct,
remember
yeah.
like the destroyed airport.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Was like the
Where you can, like, fudge around on it, yeah.
Remember that?
9/11, inside job.
Whoa, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater did
Tony Hawk-
9/11. Yeah.
Tony Hawk
Did
did 9/11.
9/11. Yeah.
Tony Hawk did 9/11.
Yeah, that's gonna be our
Hashtag.
that's gonna be our new conspiracy theory that comes out of this.
Never put 2 and 2 together.
Okay, I'm gonna play a song and I want you to try and name the skater and the video. Okay.
Oh,
I see.
man,
I'm
this
making
is
it
full-on-
hard because you
This is
said.
full on skate
You-
nerd.
Okay, you ready? I gotta start it over. I hope you can hear it on the podcast.
It's a really good song.
Oh man, that's a good one.
I'll give you a hint. He's my favorite skater, or one of. I say that a lot with skaters.
Is it Grimette?
No. Sillier,
Is it an old or new video?
older. Oh, this is a good video too. For those listening in at home, you should definitely look up the video of the song.
I don't know. I was gonna say someone until you said it's your favorite skater, and now I know that
Who was
person's
it?
on here. I was gonna say like Guy Mariano in like some old girl video.
No. Maybe, but I don't think so.
I do not know.
You don't
I
know?
do not know.
Are you ready for the answer?
Yes. What's my score? I'm not doing too good.
This doesn't kick it off for you?
Yes, sir.
Louis Barletta, Bag of Suck.
Oh, I wouldn't have got that.
You wouldn't have gotten that?
I haven't seen Bag of Suck since I haven't seen that one. in a
Since
long
you're
time.
fucking a child. Because that's why it's my favorite. It's because Louis Barletta's a child.
All right.
I think if I
Also my
really
favorite.
thought about it, I could have probably guessed it.
Yeah, after a while.
If you gave me that big hint, favorite skater.
God damn. No, it's okay. We're all learning.
All right. True or false, Dan? This one's going to be hard hitting, and you're going to have to really delve
You
deep
can
into your
really
psyche.
try.
True or false? There are over 500 skate parks in the USA.
True.
No, that's false.
It's
Oh,
all.
damn.
Yeah, there's almost 500 though.
I know.
Almost.
I know. There's
Yeah.
like 60 in Denver, so I.
Right,
I
yeah.
thought,
That's
I
a
thought,
lot.
like,
There's a lot
there's not even
of
500.
America where it's just super rural.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder what that counts as a skate park, though.
I also wonder that. Because
Like
I really
metal
just grabbed
ramps
this
and,
from
like-
a thing.
I just
Yeah.
gotta pull this
I
from
thought.
the-
Didn't you
I
place
thought
at
there
the
would be more.
Chiefs?
I also would have
Right.
thought that
Right
there
away,
was-
that was a true answer for me.
It probably
Yeah.
probably is.
I mean, the skate park's pretty big. Like, I don't
Yeah.
know, maybe not. I guess,
I don't know.
There's a lot in
Yeah.
Denver.
Yeah, there's a
Even
lot
as-
around here.
because it's like 100 per state. You know? How many are in Nevada, right?
Mm.
Probably a bunch in Las Vegas. It's a bad argument. Yeah.
Bad argument. Bad
Wyoming,
argument.
though. Yeah.
I know.
All right.
New Hampshire, there was like 5.
Yeah.
Really? Oh yeah, but it's New Hampshire. It's tiny.
Yeah, Rhode Island, right?
Yeah.
There's not 100 skate parks in Rhode Island.
Yeah, there's
That's true. If you break it down by state,
There's a bunch of the shitty little states.
yeah, really fucking us
New
over
York.
New Jersey
New
is
York.
just a skate park.
Yeah.
It's like a skate park that went south, like the city stopped taking care of it.
Yeah.
but it's a
There's-
whole city of
It's
that.
like Denver skate
And they're
park
like,
where
we
there's
might
just
as
like
well just
homeless
let people live here.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's just homeless people everywhere. It's just gross.
It's like a big cigarette
Drugs,
butt of
yeah.
a state.
Yeah.
All right,
I remember
Daisy.
having a drive-through in New Jersey a whole bunch.
Ew. What do you know how America got its name?
America.
America.
Oh, I thought it was American.
I was like, wow.
1774.
I don't know. I'm trying to think
I didn't
of
think that was
who the
easy.
original America people were and what they would have done.
This one's actually super interesting. I learned a lot about this just on my
The
own research.
original name. I have no. I'm wearing America's right
Yeah,
now.
you come on.
Was it a person's name? First letter of a person's name added on to the word America, like
Really close.
like Eric Ellington.
No, it was close though.
I don't know.
It's from Etnies.
It's from Etnies, really?
Yeah, so Etnies had like, who they had like Costin and Bob Burnquist and
Yeah,
like
the
a bunch of like
original
pros,
Etnies
and then
team.
they made S, and that's where S comes from, and then Etnies, and then S like got bigger than Etnies or something like that. It might not be true, and they fucking I had it up, but they
I feel like I'm learning more than I'm like winning. This
isn't that
game.
fun though? Isn't that kind of fun though? It's like that's kind of makes it interesting. No, and it's and then Etnies' parent company was like this French company, and they were gonna sell the name, and so they were like, well, fuck. So they made the new company America, which is Etnies plus America. So they like took themselves away from the French place, and that's where America comes from. And then they ended up keeping Etnies anyway. So then
I
they
didn't
have
know
like
that
these
at all.
3 companies that are all kind of from the same place.
I did not know that at all.
See, isn't this
That's a good
fun?
one.
You get to learn. It's an educational
Good.
podcast.
And the other trivia earlier, I got to learn about art and science
Mhm.
and stuff.
This is
Impressionist paintings.
this is a podcast for sophisticated people.
Yeah. People of high caliber and sophistication. Yeah.
Totally.
Totally.
That's why we're drinking wine now.
Yeah. Cocktails, scotch on the rocks.
I'm not drinking
Does
wine.
anyone have some Splenda?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. True or false? Tony Hawk was minimally involved in making the original Tony Hawk's Pro Skater video game.
I would say false. I think he was heavily involved in making it.
Where before I answer what Scout, you had your hand up. Would you like to say something?
Scout.
No, he was was the one who like pitched it all and was like super into it and like didn't he dressed up in like a motion capture suit just for the game and like
He
did all
probably
this
did
stuff?
all the motion capture.
Yeah, for like every skater.
For all the
Oh,
characters.
wow. Okay, yeah. So this is totally false. You guys are actually totally right. And it turns out they like eventually scrapped the motion capture because it's just working out weird for the animation or whatever.
Yeah.
And they just watched a whole bunch of skate videos of people doing tricks
Sick.
and then just made everyone skate style off of that.
Oh,
That's
man,
super
I'll
sweet.
never
Yeah.
forget Tony Hawk 1.
Yeah.
Classic.
THPS. Yeah. So good.
I've watched a lot of like review type videos about the tricks in Tony Hawk being not right because of like that what you just said.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Really?
like hard flips.
Because it's
like
a-
hard flips are going forwards, like nose over tail and stuff like that. If you really look closely, it's not a hard flip.
Weird.
Stuff like that.
that they really started to pull it apart because it was a bunch of nerds on
Yeah.
computers trying to be like, I think this is how it's skated.
Oh, wow. I saw Tony Hawk today.
Skateboards, those are the ones with the 4 wheels, correct?
Yeah. And then it said
No, razor scooters.
Yeah,
Yeah.
this is all about scooting.
Ripstick.
scoots.
Yeah, rip sticking.
And then he, like a month before the game came out, landed the first 900, and that's like part of the reason it skyrocketed into popularity.
Wow.
There's
Yeah.
Yeah, do any other skateboarders
it's also a big
have...
controversy about the 900 also.
Did he actually do it?
Because wasn't it kind of a late
He did
landing?
9/11. Let's just
Yeah.
Tony Hawk did 9/11
Tony
full
Hawk
circle.
did 9, yeah,
That's what we've
111.
learned so far.
Yeah.
What pro skater is brother-in-law with Green Day's Billy Joe? This one is just kind of random and fun.
Yeah.
I was not expecting you to know it, but if you do.
Wake me up.
When
you figure out
I
his
feel like
cousin.
I've heard that before.
Oh.
I've heard that, and I'm trying to like dig deep in my memory of who it is. I want to say, oh god damn it! I don't know.
Are you ready?
Yes,
Steve Nesser.
I wouldn't have known.
I would have never pulled
I've
that
heard
out of
that
you.
before. I've heard
Yeah.
that.
Because they're like homies.
Mm-hmm.
Uh-huh. Even though Billy Joe's kind of weird now.
Mm-hmm. I think everyone in that band's kind of weird.
They've always been weird.
The drummer, has
Yeah.
mental issues, brain issues, or something like that.
Something fucky with fucking Green Day.
Great band though.
Good
Classic
on him.
rock.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wake Me Up When September Ends. Classic.
Daisy,
No,
Billy
before
Joe's
that album.
son, his middle name is Danger.
Really?
Whoa.
That's what I want my middle name to be.
Yeah.
Someone told me that
Jealous.
you can just write on a legal document your middle name and it can be whatever you want and that you can, that's just it.
That was at Sushi, yeah. I feel like that's gotta be true.
That's gotta not be true.
Yeah.
I'm sure it's just not like legal. Well, but you don't need a middle name, so I wonder if that's why they're like, because I don't have one. I'd have never needed one.
People with just normal names like John Smith and stuff.
Yeah.
It'd be terrible.
So
Yeah.
terrible.
Like
Who
Dan-
named,
like
yeah.
Dan Smith kind of.
Yeah, like
Yeah.
Daniel
Exactly.
fucking Smith.
Yeah. What kind of a name is Dan Smith
Yeah.
anyway?
Yeah, my middle name's Joseph, so Dan Joe Smith.
Wow. They're like, what are the most
Yeah, let's make
names,
all
yeah.
the common names.
the most mediumest names?
Average names for an average person.
No,
Oh.
above average.
you're a 5-star man. You're
Yeah,
2.5.
we wouldn't
Yeah.
bring you on the podcast if you weren't.
All right, hit,
Okay,
hit me with some more questions.
I got one last one for you, okay?
Last one.
Make it a
I've
good
been
one.
having fun with this. though.
It's exciting.
Although I have not been doing good,
It's fun.
and I didn't think I was going to do good anyway, so I'm having a lot of
yeah,
fun.
so you know exactly. Don't get your expectations high, and then you won't be disappointed. What pro skateboarder is also a pro snowboarder? There's a couple different.
Currently?
Huh?
Currently?
No.
Because Danny Way has had a pro model snowboard and skateboard.
Hmm.
Elliot Sloan also.
Really?
Yeah.
I saw that
He
name,
rides
but
for
I didn't.
Signal.
I didn't see the.
I
I have like 3 more, but you already got the main ones. Yeah, see, you got that one. Also, Sean White, but he's kind of pro for himself, so.
Oh, yeah, Sean fucking White. I didn't want to say that.
Sean.
I
Oh
knew it
man,
was
his
there, but I
middle
didn't
name
wanna
is
say it.
super funny. I forgot it. It's like
Sean White. He's
it's
also
like
like
Sean Gary White.
he's
or
also like a
something.
rock star
Yeah,
too.
by his he also has a line at Target. So
Oh, God.
what? Yeah, but Danny Way for sure. He was on like A something.
I don't know what company.
It was like A Snowboards or something. It was
But
like
yeah,
he had like
he had
one
a
pro model.
snowboard. He's always been my favorite, so I know that one.
all right.
I think Rick McCrank also.
Really? So you knew that. You knew the crossovers. Would it have been easier if we did snowboarding?
Probably not.
It would have been hard no matter what.
Yeah.
That's a
All right.
It would have been just as good as
Wolfie-
science or art.
We're fucking on a podcast and you're over there fucking shitting and texting.
I was trying to figure out more skateboard stuff, but I couldn't. Yeah.
That's okay.
He's sending me pictures of dogs.
Yeah. Are you guys memeing? God
I was
damn
just
it.
sending pictures of dogs to Scout. Okay, she looked sad, and I sent her a picture of a dog. You're in.
All right. Shall we play the door knocker game?
Oh yeah.
Yeah. We're gonna need Scout. You have to be our.
Yeah,
It's good.
would
It's
this
good.
be-
Great trivia though.
Great
Good
trivia.
question.
Good
Yeah,
stuff.
good
Good
All
trivia.
right. You want to go first, Wolfie?
Oh, unopened.
Open.
Oh,
God, I
God.
thought the beer was open. I was
If
terrified.
you guys knock over a beer into my computer, I'm
Somebody's
hit
getting
you in the
punched.
fucking face.
Somebody's getting punched. Look, here,
Yeah,
let me just
okay.
fix that
We got a
already.
few empties in here.
Okay.
Is this? Do I have a secondary beer somewhere?
No, they're both for me.
Aw.
Wolfie gets 0 beers. Will
I
you
thought
hold
you were
this really
handing this to
quick?
me. Oh, you
yeah,
are.
will you
Okay.
hold that really quick? No, wait, you can't look at him. You said to hold it like this.
Sweet liquor eases the pain. Okay.
Because otherwise you're going to be able to think about him, and that's not fair. Are you ready, Wolfie?
Describe what we're doing really fast while I
Oh,
chug this
yeah,
beer.
okay. So this is the game where I
Check this with ya.
knock Wolfie's head as hard as I can. Mostly until it hurts. He's got a very thick skull, so it usually takes quite a bit of effort. I give him... Today we have 3 categories. He has to name 3 from each and 5 from the last one.
We're all opening beers in the background.
Yeah, that's what's going on in the background right now. So, are you ready?
I was born ready with my thick skull. Hit me with it.
This one's going to be fun because last time we
Hit
talked
me
about
with
how
it.
you knew a lot of colors. Lots of names of colors. Okay, you ready?
Yeah.
Are you going to be our...
Should I
'Kay.
go on here? Or about
Yeah,
that?
that's
You
going
want
to
to clap?
Okay, ready? Tell me, is it hard enough?
Yeah.
Okay, 3 female characters from The Simpsons, excluding Lisa, Marge, and Maggie. 3.
Ow! Oh, God. Okay, Sherry and Terry and Selma Bouvier.
Oh, wait, I'm not done. Come here.
Just
3 chocolate-flavored cereals.
Cocoa Puffs, Reese's Puffs, and Cocoa Pebbles.
5 shades of red.
Scarlet, Amber,
It's orange, but I'll take it.
is Red Dahlia a color? Ow. Rose, and
I think you're on 4 now, right? You got 1 more.
hold on, I'm trying to think of another color. You really maxed out my color guessing. Blood.
Fair enough.
Ugh.
I would have taken maroon, burgundy.
Oh yeah, those are all good. Those are like the deep reds.
Deep red. Yeah.
Ugh.
Yes.
That was a good
As you
round.
do, that
Yeah.
was a good
I
round.
Really.
enjoyed watching that.
You sure did take a while to say the name of that first one.
I made it so long.
Yeah, it was pretty evil.
I was thinking, well, I was going to do female characters. Well, because it would have been too easy if it was like 3 characters from The Simpsons that are female.
It's kind of weird that there's 2 sets of female twins, but no male twins in that show.
Is that weird?
I don't know.
Oh, there's 2 sets of female. I don't know.
Yeah, so
You're going to
there's
have to take that up with Matt Groening. Okay, you
I
ready?
will. I'm gonna write him a letter. Okay. All right. Ready?
Ready as I'll ever be.
Is that good?
Yeah, that's fine.
Is this
No,
good?
that's fine.
Okay.
The first one was better, but let's just go.
So remember how they you just went shopping for laptops? Name 3 laptop brands.
Acer, Macintosh, Dell.
So name 3 types of shot you could get at a bar that are specialty shots, so not just tequila or whiskey.
It's something with a pickleback and
Nice.
lemon drop and Mexican hooker.
All right, and then give me 3 brands of chocolate. I also had that written in here for some reason. Great minds,
Cadbury, Hershey's. Fuck.
I'm doing it harder now.
Ow!
I'm doing it
God.
slower and harder.
I'm trying to think.
Just name chocolate, Daisy.
I'm trying so
Slower
hard.
and harder.
Whoppers.
The last one makes you panic a little bit, yeah.
And like
Good job.
the slower and harder, that
Yeah.
was made it so much worse.
Yeah.
It's like,
Very intense game.
Yeah, it's
I
like
hope you're ready because you're up next.
It's not for
I am
the
so ready.
faint
Okay.
of heart.
Taking my hat off for this one.
Whoa.
Okay, Wolfie's gonna knock on your head. Or do you want me to?
The woman. Not
It's all about that upper
Okay.
body strength, yeah.
You get him. You
Okay.
get him.
All right, Dan.
Are you ready?
I'm ready. Start
Okay,
knocking.
go.
Name 3 different types of paint.
Bear.
Doesn't have to be brands, it can be types.
Types eggshell, gloss.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
Name 3 Elton John songs.
Rocket Man, Leave On, Saturday Night's Alright for Fighting.
Yeah. Name 3 ways to die that doesn't involve external bleeding.
Drowning, suffocation, getting lit on fire.
Wow, that was really
That was
good. Yeah.
impressive. That was
Not
really
even
good.
burning to death. Just
Getting lit on
Getting
fire
on
until
fire.
you die. Yeah.
It's getting lit.
He didn't burn to death. He just got lit on fire until he died. Yeah.
Somebody continuously lit him on fire.
Yeah. That was good.
That was a
very
good round.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
Dan's definitely the best at that game. You definitely take quite a beating.
I was so impressed you're going with brands of paint.
That's what you meant. And then you were like, no, not Brands of Pain. I was like, oh, thank fuck.
And one.
Bear.
Yeah, bear.
Whoa.
That's literally, I can think of 0. And bear, I only thought of bear because you knew that
Yeah.
already.
DeWalt.
Yeah.
I guess I actually could do it.
Do you want
Slowly.
some paint?
It is.
Yeah,
they
they
make
I thought they
paint.
make tools.
I don't
They
know.
make tools. I think they have paint.
I don't
Oh,
think-
I
God.
don't know.
That would be one of those things I'd have to get like a penalty. You'd spend 3 minutes Googling
Yeah.
it. Yeah.
Yeah, as you're getting knocked on
Yeah.
the head.
Top
All
3
right.
best paint brands.
Yeah.
All right.
Good job.
Yeah.
We did it.
Any summarizing words for podcast number 3?
May your hats fly as high as your dreams.
God damn, that's a bad one.
It's
That's
a really bad one.
You should feel bad.
Just keep
I don't
watching.
know. I never know how to end these.
Yeah, just keep
Thank
watching
you.
the skis.
No,
Yeah.
watch the stars and eat us.
Okay, that's it.
Thank you and goodbye. Thank you.
And we're gonna stop recording
And now.
right
Now. Right
Now.
now.